So, 10,000 miles on, what's better? The new car or the old car?
Auto Addicts.
Well, as you can probably tell, I'm a little bit on from that intro. You might be able to tell from the weather. We're around the 15,000 mile mark now, so we have moved on from when I did that intro. But nonetheless, hello people of YouTube. And let's wait for an Audi. Away we go, Audi. Now, I am on a justifiable trip out amongst this current COVID-19 zombie apocalypse type thing. Let me just turn this fan down. I'm not sure if you can hear me or not, but hopefully you can. But yes, as I said, I am on a genuine reason to leave my flat. I am in desperate need of some form of food. My fridge is looking very empty and I can't afford to keep living on pizza. My rather large waistline is getting rather larger. But anywho, back to the Renault. So 15,000 miles rather than the 10,000 miles it should have been. What do I think of it? On the whole, it's been a pretty reliable motor. It hasn't had any mechanical issues. The only annoyance issues I've had with it have been with actually the keyless entry, where on a couple of occasions it hasn't wanted to let me in unless I open it from the boot, which I'm guessing is a glitch in the sensors in the door handles. And again, on a couple of occasions it hasn't wanted to let me out of the car, telling me that the key isn't within range despite it being in my pocket. So I have to go to all the effort of hitting the unlock button on the dashboard, because of course this locks as soon as you drive away. But you know, I can live with minor niggles like that. It's, you know, one of these things you have to get used to with modern cars, I guess. I'm not used to this sort of thing. Slightly more serious annoyances are really limited to a couple of car specific things, but mostly just modern cars in general. The car specific things I really have an issue with. One of them is the infotainment system. I have I think it's an 8.7, might be an 8.2, but I think it's an 8.7 inch portrait display. And in previous cars I've had, you can turn the display off. In this, you don't seem to be able to do that. I can shut it down so that there's just a clock on view, but you've obviously still got some light coming from it, and in order to do that you also lose your radio, your sat nav, etc, etc. You can't just turn the screen off but have everything running in the background, which in previous cars I have been able to do, and that is annoying. I spend a lot of time on rural back roads with no lighting anywhere around, and this even in the dim night mode, there's still an awful lot of light in your peripheral vision, and it's surprising what effect that can have on well, just on your vision around. Akin to, I suppose, if you in darkness you look into your eyes adjust to it, then you look into a torch or a light or something, and then you go back to darkness. It takes a second or so for your eyes to adjust, and it's like that with this. You look across the car at a junction, or you know, just to sort of see a pavement or something, and your eyes have to readjust to what you're seeing in front, which is not really a good thing. So that annoys me. I rectify that by hanging a newspaper or something over the screen from the top of the dashboard. Not ideal, but you know, you have to do these things at times. The other issue that winds me up is down to the wipers. Now, to explain that, I'll let past me show you. Now, I don't know how well this is showing up, but if you look there, that is the line of the wiper. So you have all this space. It's what, a good 5-6 inches of unswept area. There you go, you can see there, just the wipers just don't go far. You have a massive unswept area there. Now, in the bad weather we've been having, where that area you literally cannot see through, you end up with your big pillar there, plus that there. Even just on a slightly twisty road where the road curves round to the right, you ain't got a clue where the road is. You can't see the road, you can't see anything coming. That I think is atrocious. And just for Mr. Ian Seabrook of Hubnut, we have a slight triangle of doom. So not too bad. So yeah, that's annoying. That's probably my biggest complaint with this car, is the wipers. Well, thank you, Granville. Thank you, past me. I hope that's you, the wipers. In this day and age, I do think it's terrible. And though he's probably not watching, Mr. Ian Seabrook from Hubnut would certainly agree with me on this matter. The renowned wiper expert. Other than that, they're just niggly things. The sills and the doors, the way they seem to be designed, means in the winter, every time you get in and out of the car, you get covered in mud. The reversing camera is a waste of time in the the wet weather. You might as well not be there. And the headlights just seem to collect dirt. They are absolutely atrocious. In this day and age, for cars not to come standard headlight washers, I personally think is a serious mistake. But yeah, other than that, it's been a very reliable vehicle. As I said, it hasn't broken down. It's comfy. It's reasonably quick. It is what it's meant to be, really. But yeah. So there you have it. My thoughts on the Renault Megane 1.5 TDCi iconic sport tourer. Because we don't have estates anymore, we have sport tourers. So as I said, I'll leave it there, save you listening to my waffle, and I'll see you in the next fantastic instalment to the drivel I spout out on YouTube. Ta-da!